My name's Taylor Stein. I'm a professor of recreation and ecotourism in the School of Forest Resources and Conservation. So while I teach about recreation management in natural areas, one of the other big things I do is research it. So what does that mean as a recreation researcher? Well, I study the human side of things. So while you might be have learned about sampling trees and sampling fish and wildlife, I sample people and try to understand them in situations like this, in natural environments. And so, well, what does that mean? So we do sampling frameworks and sampling designs, which you have all learned how to do that, maybe with vegetation and wildlife. Well, with people, we also do it. And I will be talking about that in a lecture. In terms of actually out in the field, what do we do? Well, we can observe people and take measurements on those people, just like we do with trees and wildlife. But that only gets us so much information. We actually want to also know what's going on in their heads. How do they perceive environments like this? What do they value? If we were going to change management, would they accept that management or would they fight against that management? Well, we have to ask them these questions. And so asking the questions is a very difficult thing to do in many cases, and we got to work on the wording, and then we got to make sure that what we're asking does have a relationship. I will link up with the situation that they're in. So what we're going to do out here today is I'm going to show you different sites in this wonderful park. This is Loblolly Park in the middle of Gainesville. So many different people use this. And we can treat all those people as just say they're all hikers and bikers out here. But what I'm going to try to show you is that actually why they come out, the reasons they might come out, actually probably has something to do with how they think these areas are in terms of managing for recreation. So that's what we're going to do now. Here is a map of Loblolly Woods Conservation Area. Each one of these numbers is one of the areas that I will show you as part of this video that provides different opportunities for people to experience different types of recreation. So good recreation planning means we need to link the diverse users we're going to be serving with the diverse recreation opportunities that potentially are available. That means we need to understand their diverse expectations. What experiences do they want to get out of coming into a place like Loblolly Woods? And so many people want different things. One thing we do know is they'll all come through here. This is the easy access point off of 8th Avenue. They'll come here. Some might need this nice sign and see welcoming to this scary woods. They want to have that safety feeling as they go into it, and that might make them benefit more from their experiences when they're in there. However, a lot more will just run right past this, know this is where they get in, but go right on past to the things that they want inside Loblolly Woods. So this is an interesting area of Loblolly Woods. It was basically a pit that they used for construction and ignored for many years. But neighborhood kids lived around this and said, we can do something with it. Not because they wanted to go build stuff, it was they wanted an experience that was not being provided by the park. So they created the experience for them by putting in little challenges, jumps, bumps in the trails, things like that down here, so they can have some adventure, challenging biking experiences. Not like a regular mountain bike trip where we just go through the woods and want to see a lot of stuff. This is for an entirely different type of experiences. And it's an area that most people don't even want to come to. So if you're just walking through Loblolly Woods to see wildlife, to escape, to maybe learn about the natural history, you wouldn't come here. But if you want to have fun, maybe even risk injury, this is the place to come to. So people love water. Water provides aesthetics, it makes it more fun to look at. It's also very educational. So often the thing to do is maybe should we put our trails by water like this trail is here. But does everybody want that? If you're just going on a walk through a natural area, maybe you just want to get through that area and not have to go through the sand and have it be a more difficult type walk. But again, I said, we want to learn about stuff. We want to see things too. And so by moving all our trails off places like that, maybe we'll be denying people those experiences. So again, who are we managing these trails for? Who would come down here? So families, maybe a younger couple who does enjoy to see a little bit more things, might want to go off and traverse through the sand a little bit. But if you're an older couple or a mountain bike rider who's just trying to get through here quickly, you would be choosing a more developed type trail that moves you quicker through the area. So here we're on a boardwalk, which is very common in most natural areas. Mainly they do it for protection of the wetlands that these areas go over, but also it's something that a lot of people really value as they go on their walks through these natural areas. So older couples might really find this as a great place to just not worry about their footing and look out at the natural areas they go around. But for other people, it might be just something they're going by, they go across to get from one interesting part of the park to another interesting part of the park. Again, we know this value only by asking these people and then connecting their values and their attitudes towards the actual settings in the areas. In this case, the setting is the boardwalk. So this is an interesting part in Loblolly Woods. It has benches and places to access the water and trails to it that are really easily accessible. And so the people that would come here have certain experiences though that link up well with the type of setting that's around here. So if I was a mountain bike rider, I would not be one of those people. Mountain bike rider might zip right past here. However, a family that might be wanting to come to Loblolly and get those kids excited about being into nature, well, look what they got here. They got a place for the parents to sit, and they have easy access to water for their kids. And so we might see when they rate the recreation quality for this area, a biker might do it differently than that family.